That was so lame. Oh, I have to, I have to keep it fresh. I have to keep it creative. All my openings. I should have created an opening by now, but I'm too lazy to do it. So every opening it's something new. But anyway, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Trilich here, and today I will be showcasing my first completed. It's not my first OC, but my first completed OC character design. Yeah, that says a lot about my incomplete artwork. So this character is called Roger because I didn't know what else to call him. Honestly, I didn't know what else to call him. Created him, I want to say close to 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, and I just updated his character profile. So this video showcases my decisions and all the upgrades that I did for him, which is quite minor, but I just thought I would showcase my process and my thoughts. So this is my first ever completed one. I've made a few in the past, but I've never finished finished them. So I'm pushing myself to do more of these character designs and turnarounds, which is helpful, especially for building my perspective skills. So yeah, so let's jump right into the video and I'll talk about my first ever original character design. Okay, so I'm going to narrate my thought process while updating my original character Rogers. This character, like I said, was designed back in 2022, and I didn't quite have an idea for the character, honestly. I just thought of a really cool, suave detective guy. I don't know if I was watching an anime, I don't know what sparked it, but I just thought, let me do like a 70s retro Afro guy style. And so this is what I came up with. I love Afro hair, Afrocentric hair. I know I have this on right now. I like experimenting with colors and things like that. But most of my characters, I will say, are of Black African American descent because duh. Yeah, what else would it be? I do like experimenting. I don't mind it. But this is my first ever character, so I just thought I would, yeah, make him cool, suave, 70s detective guy. So, uh, yeah, this is start off. It's an old design. I got it looked at Lightbox Expo. One of the Black and animated animators looked at it. Thank you so much. I forgot your name, sir. I'll find him. But they are on Instagram, and so at Lightbox Expo they do character design critiques. So this is the character design that I wanted him to critique. So jumping right in, I'm doing some minor tweaks on his leg. Well, his legs. I would say since doing a lot of anatomy practice and anatomy studies, I've come to edit a lot of my videos. Well, a lot of my old characters now because I know the structure of the leg, where the kneecap should go roughly. Of course, we take artistic liberties. So that's what I'm doing here. The red marks are the places where he wanted me to go back and improve on upon. So the volume of the hair in the top right, which makes sense. When drawing afros, you have to keep in mind of the head shape and how does the afro fit. Does it match do the character sheets match? Meaning, when I'm drawing the character from different perspectives, does it look like the afro volumetrically match? And that's very important for animators when we're doing character designs because these model sheets, and that's what this is, these model sheets give an idea and basically a blueprint for the animators to use while drawing this character over and over again in different poses and different perspectives. So that's why it's very important for me to understand volume, and that's why he highlighted it there. And of course, he he's stepping in poop in his last character turnaround, his back character turnaround, and I didn't quite make that clear, so he did emphasize that for me, and he mentioned that I could do shadow to make the characters pop. Now I'm going back in and let's see. I'm still restructuring that leg. Legs are the hardest thing for me, honestly. No matter how many times I draw them, legs are my weakness. So I'm just hacking away at it. And then, especially in that second turnaround, what is it, three-fourths pivot? I may be wrong, but that angle, that side angle, or that quarter angle, just trying to get the leg and the shadows done right. That's what I'm doing right now. And then I update the third figure. Now with clothes, it's important to keep in mind volume as well. The jacket seemed a little small to me, so I tried to expand it. And his afro, I'm working on that. And I edit his ears, and I go back to his shirt. Now, one thing about clothes and volume, they take up space, right? So they can't be skin tight. You can't draw clothes on a character and keep it skin tight. And of course, if the fabric is thin itself, that's okay, but you have to keep in mind that the fabric does take up some space on the character. Now, I flip the model sheet, and it helps me catch errors. So that's what I'm doing. I'm fixing the face. I want it to be more expressive. His brows didn't seem quite right to me, so I edited that. And I'm just trying to make sure the nose and the eyes and the proportions of the face match each turnaround. So I'm trying to make sure the faces look the same, essentially. Then I go over on the fourth turnaround model, and I'm just making sure that, again, the clothes fold properly. Then I tackle the faces up front. What I notice with afro hair is it takes up volume, but it has to be somewhat, it has to make sense, the volume it takes up. And that's true. We have artistic liberties to make the afro as big and small as we want. But right here, I'm trying to make sure that the afros match on both faces. And I wanted to explore what the face would look like from a three-quarters view. Even though I have it on the turnaround, I want to explore the faces more. And that's really what character design is for model sheets. It's exploring the character. Now, this is a more finished and complete character design sheet, which I intended it to be. I think now moving forward, when I do more character designs, I'll do more explorative and references on the sheet to show where my mind space and where my head space is at and what I'm thinking for the character. So basically, right now, like I mentioned, I'm going through the heads, I'm restructuring the face. I really like his nose. I try to keep that the same. And that's the tricky thing about drawing the same character over and over again. How do you keep the same face? You have to keep in mind the nose, the eyes, the placements. And he has sort of a hooked nose, which I thought was cool. I love drawing hooked noses. That is my favorite nose to draw, honestly. But I gave this character that. It's not too hooked, but it is prominent enough to be noticeable. Made sure that each face does have that prominent nose, and then his forehead. For a long time, that was throwing me off, y'all. There were times I'd look at the character sheet and put it away and look at it again. Like, why doesn't the face look the same? So, and that helps too as artists. If we put our artwork away, and I'm sure most artists have recognized that, but for new beginning artists, if you're stuck at a place and you don't know what's wrong with your artwork, just put it away for a couple hours, or maybe even sleep on it and then come back to it the next day and look at that picture and you'll see what's wrong. Most times you see what's wrong with that photo. So that's what I did. I couldn't quite grasp what I was doing wrong with the face. I didn't know why it did not look the same, and I figured it out. It was the forehead and the eyes. So his eyes are sort of downcasted, and so just keeping that consistent was a little tough for me to do. And then his forehead. And that's what these pink lines are for. Basically, it allows the artist to make sure that the figure matches, the shoulders and proportions are correct, and that you're keeping the character consistent throughout the turnaround. And so when I increased that forehead, I realized, okay, that helped a little bit. So that's what I'm doing here. And then I go back and I put my logo, of course. I'm trying out new logos. I don't know what I want my new logo to be, but I came up with that. It might change again. Who knows? Yeah. Okay. So then I go back to the legs. I don't, something's just off, was just off for me on that second model. And I realized I made his legs so wibbly wobbly. The legs didn't make sense to me. After putting it away and coming back to it the next day, I did notice that the left leg was just not in the right perspective. So I shifted it over just a little bit and I flipped it just to make sure I was right. And sure enough, it just clicked. And so I fixed his legs finally, and then I made sure the kneecaps matched up. And yeah, that's the completion of my first ever character design, or my first original character design. And so I called him Roger because it was a pretty simple name and I don't know what else to call him. But I'm kind of proud of it. I love the afro. I do like how I shadowed that. I don't know if I'll do any more on this character. I don't know if I should color it or put detail on it. This was honestly just a first try and a practice run for me. And unfortunately, I don't think I pushed his character through enough. Meaning, what when you look at his model sheet, anytime character designers work on a model sheet, you have to be able to instantly look at the sheet and tell what kind of character this is. Is he a moody person? Is he an extremely happy person? Is he anxious? Is he angry? And honestly, from this character design sheet, I don't think you can tell what his character is like. And that's definitely an improvement I have to do on my next one. I just drew him because I thought he was cool, and I didn't put any personality. Is what I'm saying. I didn't put any personality on this man. Sorry, Roger. Sorry, sir. I didn't put any personality on him, so I definitely have to work on that on my next character sheets. But I do like the way the face turned out. I do feel like if I kept it consistent on the faces, so yay, kudos to me. And that is it. Hey, thank you guys for joining me. That was a pretty brief video on my first original character design. I'll do some more of these because I really like character design. I love creating characters and making small scenarios and telling story in that way. I do have one or two on my Instagram, but I think they're dated now, so I need to start creating and uploading new character designs. So if you have any tips for me, any artist out there, I will appreciate if you leave it down below, or you could message me. And so yeah, this is part one of my first attempt at original character design. And I hope you all join me on my next one. Please like, share, and subscribe. You guys know, do all the things. And I'll be back with my next YouTube video. Bye, guys. Woo! About to roll off screen.